Hey guys, I'm super excited to dive into this next series of lessons I've created for you because it's time to talk about vowels. So, American English vowels are tricky. There's a lot of them, and several of them sound really similar. To make things tougher, some of these sounds probably don't exist in your native language, so it's quite possible that you're not even hearing these sounds. So, in this series of 4 lessons, we're going to tackle 4 very American vowel sounds that are tricky for non-native speakers. For each sound, we'll practice how to articulate the sound. We'll practice differentiating the sounds from common sounds that you may be substituting. And we'll practice saying the sounds in words and sentences. This will be a series of 4 lessons. The first sound we'll cover will be the ah as in black. Then we'll move on to the I as in silver. We'll talk about the ah as in olive and the as in wood. So let's dive in. Let's get started with that ah as in black sound. So here's what you need to know about this sound. This sound is a jaw dropper, meaning the jaw comes down as you make the sound. Ah, ah. The lips pull back a little bit at the corners here. Ah, ah. This is a very American sound and probably one that you don't have in your native language. Bad, last, class, add. The tendency for a lot of non-native speakers is not to give this sound enough movement with that jaw dropping, ah, and what happens is it begins to sound more like the as in red sound. Ah, ah, ah. The as in red is much more neutral. There's not as much movement there with the mouth. You don't see that jaw drop as much, and the lips don't pull back at the corners as much. Ah, ah, ah. Let's do some minimal pair practice to help with differentiating between these 2 sounds. All right, so this minimal pair practice will be ear training. I know it can be helpful to see the movements of the mouth a lot of times when you're learning vowel sounds, but we don't always have that luxury. So you have to train your ears to hear the difference between these 2 sounds. So I have 2 words on the screen. I'm going to say one word. You point to the word that you hear. Said. Said. This one is said. So let's go back and forth between this pair. Said. Sad. Said. Sad. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Gas. Gas. This one is gas. Let's go back and forth with this pair. Guess. Gas. Guess. Gas. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Bag. Bag. This one is bag. Let's go back and forth. Beg. Bag. Beg. Bag. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Bet. Bet. This one is bet. Let's go back and forth. Bet. Bat. Bet. Bat. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Mat. Mat. This one is mat. Let's go back and forth. Met. mat, met, mat. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Set, set. This one is set. Let's go back and forth. Set, sat, set, sat. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Ladder, ladder. This one is ladder. Let's go back and forth. Letter, ladder, letter, ladder. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Past, past. This one is past. Let's go back and forth. Pest, past, pest, past. Next pair. Which word do you hear? Pet, pet. This one is pet. Let's go back and forth. Pet, pat, pet, pat. Last one. Which word do you hear? Bad, bad. This one is bad. Let's go back and forth. Bed, bad, bed, bad. Awesome. Now let's practice some common words in short sentences. Here we go. Ask, ask. Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? I forgot to ask. I forgot to ask. Fast, fast. That was fast. That was fast. I need this done fast. I need this done fast. After, after. I'll call you after the meeting. I'll call you after the meeting. Let's talk after lunch. Let's talk after lunch. Matter, matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What's the matter? What's the matter? Actually, actually. What actually happened? What actually happened? It was actually pretty amazing. It was actually pretty amazing. Nicely done. Now, something interesting to note. The as in black takes on a different quality when it comes before the nasal consonants and n, or m and n. Listen close. Man, can, jam, ham. So what's happening here is as the sound transitions from the mouth or oral cavity where the vowel sound a is resonating up into the nose or nasal cavity where the n and are resonating, there's a little teeny schwa sound that happens. Man, jam. Do you hear that teeny little sound? Man, jam, ham, can. Now, you most likely don't need to worry a lot about making this extra little sound happen. It will naturally occur as you perfect the sound as you're moving into those nasal consonants. But it definitely gives the sound a little bit of a different quality. So let's try a few words with the and n sounds following the a. Here we go. Family, family. She has a big family. She has a big family. Land, land. What time do you land? What time do you land? Damage, damage. There's a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage. Sample, sample. Can I try a sample? Can I try a sample? Handle, handle. I can handle it. I can handle it. Nicely done. One final thing to share about this sound. A really funny thing happens when it comes right before the ng or ng sound, another nasal consonant that impacts the way this sound is pronounced. If you're looking at a transcription in a dictionary, you'll see the a as in black symbol before the ng. But what you're going to hear is more of an a as in gray sound. Listen closely and see if you can hear what I mean. Bank, thank. Okay, it's not bank, thank. Instead, you're really hearing more of the a vowel sound rolling into the ng. Bank, thank. I need to stop by the bank. I need to stop by the bank. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Hang, hang. Can you hang on a minute? Can you hang on a minute? So there you have it. That is what you really need to know about the a as in black sound. Now, if you feel like you're ready for a little more practice with this sound, don't worry, you know I've got you covered. You can download a list of 50 super common a as in black words by clicking on the link in the video description. And if you're ready to make some real changes in your English pronunciation, but you're just not sure where to start, be sure to grab my Ultimate Accent Training Starter Guide. I share 5 keys to making real changes in the way you speak and a roadmap of steps to take to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. Again, I'll share a link to that in the video description. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and found it helpful. If you did, please be sure to share it with friends. As always, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.